And good morning and welcome to the VSA Capital 5 Minute Morning Miner. It's Tuesday, the 23rd of May, and we are recording a little bit later than usual, and we will explain why. But morning, Paul, how are you?
Very well, thank you. Very well, thanks.
But we may as well explain straight away. Why keep everybody in anticipation? We've just had Andrada Mining in our offices, who are doing the rounds in the UK. They obviously they were the old Afri tin, so they were tin in Namibia, but they now have lithium coming along quite nicely. They've appointed Barclays to look for strategic players to help them with that lithium. They've also got a bit of tantalum, a bit of tungsten, a bit of copper, you name it. They've got everything down there. What do you think, Paul?
Looking very encouraging, I would say, at this point, when you consider that they have a reserve just on two of the pegmatites there at US, and they told us they know they have at least 130 of them on the property. So you have to say there's a big future in lithium for them.
Yeah, look, I think there's a big future for lithium on the whole of the west coast of Africa, in truth. And we know with people like Atlantic Lithium and obviously Rika and Firing, we're hearing reports of some amazing lithium finds in Nigeria. The real question to me is, when are the African countries going to get together and start to put in some midstream capability for lithium? Because it's all there. There's no point just shipping all the ore over to China, frankly, which is what they're doing, going to have to do at the moment, although, of course, Atlantic Lithium have their relationship with Piedmont, ship it over to the US. But, I mean, it's time they probably started collectively putting in some midstream capability, I'd have thought. Andrada Mining, yeah, as you say, it's it's come off its sort of its lows, but it's still it's not nowhere near its peak, should we say? Is that fair, Paul?
Yes, I'd say that's quite fair, and nowhere near its peak in coming months or years, I would say, is also true as well.
Yeah, and look, they have a shareholder base that's what I describe as very rock solid. It's the marginal shareholder that moves the share price, which is obviously why they're going around doing the rounds, going to the Mellow event today. Yeah, it's a good one to watch. I mean, we basically do like Andrada. So ticking the box, I guess. Anyway, we've always used up a whole 5 minutes on that. We better go through some of the news today. Come on, Paul, talk us through some of the news today.
Yeah, some of the news also in the London Exchange. Bradda Lithium put out assays from its first 5 holes on its Basin East license in Arizona. This is lithium clay in this particular situation, and the grades are notably looking pretty good here. And the width or thicknesses as well, 24 meters at 1300 ppm, 33 meters at 1000 ppm lithium, that sort of thing. Basin East license, they only acquired not that many months ago, and now it's clearly showing that the mineralization that they had expected it to contain does in fact have it. So therefore we can, I think, expect a likely significant resource expansion out to the east on this particular project Bradda heads. Also in the news today.
Hang on, just before you finished on Bradda Head, sorry, I mean, what you're really doing here is taking a punt on Jim Mellon and Ian Stalker. But I'd say if you're going to punt behind anybody, they're not bad people to punt behind. So fair enough.
Yeah. Also, that fall in the gold price is pretty interesting too. The last I looked at this morning, it was down there at $1,960 roughly per ounce, US dollars per ounce. Whereas also looked at the uranium price, and the uranium price essentially holding much steadier than the precious metals. How do you view it?
Yeah. I mean, uranium. We haven't really talked a lot about uranium, and it's as you know, we have slightly different views on it. But I think it has been quite quiet. The one we rather like is fission uranium on the TSX. You followed it, Paul, for ever since I've been here. So that's 200 years. No, I joke, 12 years or so. But yeah, look, if we are going to see a perk up there, that's probably the one to have a look at, isn't it?
Definitely one of the top contenders because it's in the Athabasca where the grades are so good, and Athabasca up there in Saskatchewan being the place where it has so much of the supply as well as for the world market besides Kazakhstan. So between the Athabasca Basin and Kazakhstan, these are the elephants in the room in the uranium market, for all intents and purposes.
All right. Well, I'm sure we'll be talking more about uranium and probably fishing going forward. Yes.
Yep. I agree.
You can tell this is live radio. We're better off at 8:30 in the morning than clearly at 10 o'clock. We're talking over each other. Anything else you want to talk about, Paul?
That will do for today, I think.
All right. We'll call it a day before we make any more mishaps. Very good. Speak tomorrow.
Very good. See you then.